Hi, I'm Brian Albert. My physical body is here, but my mind sure isn't. 1 year of SCAD is in the books, and also over a year of this YouTube channel, which is absolutely crazy. So I know what you're thinking. How is SCAD? Is it worth the money? Why does the mascot look like that? All valid questions. I'll get to it. Shut up. But first, a bit of a recap. If you don't know, I'm an animation and dramatic writing student at the Savannah College of Art and Design. I just finished my first year there, which was a time. COVID definitely put a damper on things. I didn't get a chance to move in for the fall quarter, and I had to do all of my classes from home. In January of this year of our Lord 2021, I got the chance to fly out to Savannah and live in Oglethorpe House in a room all by myself. From there, I got to explore, meet cool people, and even try my hand at this happiness thing people have been telling me about. I even made videos about my SCAD experience like this one, or even this one. I've drawn a lot of drawings, I've met a lot of people, and the opportunities are growing bigger and brighter by the day. And that's what you missed on. But how was the experience? And is the experience worth all the money it takes to go? And I can definitively say with my own personal experience that it depends. Because it always depends. Life just works like that. What I can say with certainty is that so far, the experience has been worth it for me. I've had a lot of fun so far, as I've stated, but there are a lot of things I would have wanted my younger self to know before getting into all of this. Daily life at SCAD will differ from person to person. It's a city that is rich with a ton of stuff to do. My dorm was smack dab in the middle of downtown Savannah, which is steeped in a lot of history. It is both the most haunted place in America and also one of the most religious. You really can't go any street corner without finding some sort of religious place of worship. Mostly Protestant Christian. I think with all the churches, you'd think that Savannah would have their ghost problem under control. There's no real campus per se. There's just a whole bunch of buildings spread out throughout the city because SCAD just owns the city, I guess. I don't know. The best way to get to class is by car or by taking the bus line that SCAD provides for you. It is reliable 98% of the time. And when that 2% hits, it really hits. Just never follow the schedule that's online. Just don't. Just use the app. They give us an app that has all of the bus schedules on it that's more reliable. But even then, sometimes that doesn't even match up either. My fall quarter, as I said, was completely virtual, so I did it from home. I made a whole video about it if you want to watch it. Link up in the card, doobly-doo down below. I spent my winter quarter in SCAD, but still completely virtual. And then my spring quarter was mostly in-person classes with one virtual class. That was really nice. As of this recording, SCAD has announced that they expect to have full normal capacity in fall of 2021. SCAD formats their schedule to be 3 classes per quarter, with 2 of them ideally being some kind of studio class, which are more project-based, and then 1 lecture class, which is just regular school, I guess. You register for classes either on your phone via the SCAD app or just online on your computer through that portal. I don't know why anyone would want to do that because it's confusing, not intuitive, and just ugly. The SCAD app is just so much better. It looks better, it's more intuitive. You can do it anywhere. I've done it while getting coffee. It's nice. Another cool thing about SCAD is that they give you Fridays off, which is really nice. But it also gives you the chance to attend workshops and seminars for things both within and outside of your major, just anything that you're really interested in. On these days off, I usually attend financial workshops, or seminars, or employer visits from Disney, Pixar, and even Blue Sky. Rest in peace. I was gonna hit my chest, but the mic's right there. SCAD has done a really good job facilitating a learning environment that is both challenging and inspiring. And I've been really enjoying myself so far. But ultimately, it doesn't really matter what school you go to. What does matter is how hard you work and how you react to the numerous opportunities that you are bound to get wherever you end up. Opportunities of all sizes, big or small. The benefits of attending a school like SCAD or SVA or Ringling are the connections you'll make and the resources that you'll have access to for your 4 to 6 years. Because SCAD is rich. Like, really rich. And because of that, SCAD has a ton of awesome resources like film sets, libraries, theaters, computers, software, people. There's like a huge library that has like a ton of like old art and film scripts, and it's really cool. There's a ton of academic resources like tutors and counselors and career advisors, financial advisors. There's a job portal that's just for SCAD students, and that job portal will connect you to portfolio reviews, interviews, workshops with certain companies that you might want to be hired by one day. Then on top of that, most, if not all, of the professors are actual working industry professionals in the fields that they are teaching. You got people who've worked on Marvel movies, SpongeBob episodes, illustrated for children's books, just a lot of really cool, crazy stuff. But the biggest resource, in my experience, has been the people I've met. Talented, ambitious, creative people who are super passionate about the stuff that they're doing. Being surrounded by so many crazy talented people is both humbling and inspiring. I've learned so much just by having conversations with people from all different majors: film, photography, fashion, textiles. You don't realize how much you really don't know until you've started exploring the different facets of creativity, both outside of your creative field and even inside of it. But again, this is all my experience. Everyone will react differently to different situations, different people, and different environments. So it all comes down to you. The best advice I can give you is find the place that best suits you as a person and also can help you out the most. I mean, after all, you're gonna be living there for like a few years, so you might as well like it. As the ancient proverbs say, you do you, boo. But one of the biggest criticisms you'll see on the internet about SCAD is the school's sort of attitude toward the workload that they give their students. SCAD is a very career-oriented school, meaning that they try to prepare their students to become working artists, which sounds like an oxymoron because it is. It's one of the reasons why I chose to go there over anywhere else. In a 10-week period, you're going to be doing around 4 to 5 projects per class, so that by the end of the quarter, you have 8 to 10 solid projects at least to put into a portfolio. Not to mention that they do count absences. It's really hard to get an excused absence from SCAD. And if you miss 4 class sessions in the quarter, you automatically fail that class. And like I said, it is hard to get an excused absence. You could literally be in the hospital and they might not excuse you. They told us to save our absences for dire life-threatening emergencies because we might not be excused for it. So if you have like 4 life-threatening emergencies in the span of 10 weeks, then your day's about to get a whole lot worse. On top of our workload, we are expected to attend extracurricular workshops and work on senior thesis projects. And because of that, there's just this sort of tacit agreement between the students and the professors to pull all-nighters and work on the weekends. I personally know people who just didn't leave their rooms for a while to work on projects. For one of my classes, I had to draw 125 different preliminary character sketches in the span of 2 days. I just sat there for hours and hours a day drawing. I bruised this part of my finger, which is honestly on me, but that was not fun. And that was just for one of my classes. I still had one other project-based class and then a lecture class to deal with. If any of this sounds like complaining, like, oh, boo-hoo, I draw too many cartoons, no, that's not what I'm trying to say here. Because I value hard work, and I value doing what is difficult because it's what makes those accomplishments feel more worthwhile. And I believe that growth can come from adversity. But I also believe that there's a line. Just forewarning, this next part of the video is going to get dark and talk about mental health and even suicide. So if you're not comfortable with that, you can skip to this timestamp right here. Take care of yourselves. You can find a lot of articles online detailing the mental health struggles of a lot of SCAD students over the past 40 years. Many of them will highlight the numerous student and faculty suicides that have been happening since SCAD's founding in the 1970s. Too many people have taken their lives due to the sheer amount of stress and anxiety. 3 SCAD students died in the 2018 school year, and a petition went up to improve the mental health services of SCAD. Since my enrollment there, SCAD does have mental health services that all students have access to. They offer short-term counseling and also group support sessions for all students to join. I myself have not had enough experience with these services to really say anything definitive about it, but I do think that it is a step in the right direction. And while I can't say definitively what the right answer is to this, seeing that it is a problem far beyond the confines of SCAD or any university in any field for that matter, art related or not, I can say what my experience has been and how I've been dealing with it as I navigate my time as a SCAD student. My viewpoint is this: your mental health is important. Period. No job or deadline or amount of success is worth sacrificing your mental health. I learned that the hard way. As I've navigated SCAD scheduling and workload, I've really had a lot of time to self-reflect and discover what I need to do for myself to keep myself both sane and happy. I'm definitely still working on it. I'm not perfect, but I've also had to really actively remind myself to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, drink a lot of water, and get sleep. Too many times have I skipped meals, forgotten to drink water, and just stayed up until the sun came up to get work done. Because I always wanted the work to be at the quality that both SCAD wanted it to be at, and honestly, more importantly, what I wanted it to be at, because my standards for myself are impossibly high. That, plus the just general ups and downs of life, and the fact that we're still currently in a global pandemic, it just all piles up. It makes it hard to function sometimes. It's made this past year pretty difficult, to say the least. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks that. It's hard, and it's a learning process, but it is doable. I may not be able to control everything that happens to me, my deadlines, my thoughts, my emotions, my circumstances, but I can control how I choose to deal with them and how I choose to address them in a way that is both healthy and productive. I know mental health is a touchy subject, and everyone has a different thought about it and has different experience with it, depending on your circumstance. So I obviously cannot say definitively pretty much anything. But regardless, whatever you're feeling, whether it be stress, anxiety, depression, whatever it may be, it is valid. And you have every right to advocate for yourself. No man is an island. No matter how strong or awesome or great you think you are, you will need help. And asking for it is the least you can do. Like I said, it's a learning process, and I am always learning, and I guess no better place to do that than in college. All right, serious part is over. Back to fast talking and jokes and general awkwardness. Do I even stop doing that? I don't think I even stopped doing that. As I mentioned before, this YouTube channel is over a year old. I was just so wrapped up in all of the work I had to do, I completely forgot. So let me take a moment now to thank you all for liking and sharing and subscribing and doing all of this, and honestly just watching. It means so much to me to know that people are having fun with me and doing all this crazy stuff and seeing me do all this crazy stuff and having some sort of enjoyment out of it. It's very fun. It's awesome. My only hope, my only dream is that I get to continue making things that are entertaining, informative, and most importantly, meaningful for, I guess, the rest of my life? I don't know. And every day, every time I post a video, every time that I talk to one of you who's watching, I get closer and closer into making that sort of a reality in which I get to do this for my life. And that's awesome. It's so much fun. It's fun. This is fun. Hopefully this was helpful. Feel free to comment down below any questions that you have. I try to answer every single one of them to the best of my ability. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.